Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. Hi, everybody. Gotta get all. Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Thank you. Let's get started. Have a seat, everybody. Welcome to Thursday. One more alarm clock till the weekend. One more alarm clock till the weekend. That's right. Please welcome my sister from another mister. It's Miss Kendall, everybody. Hello, Kendall.
I love that.
What, the suit?
Yes, and the inside of the suit.
Oh, the little inside, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a leopard. Look at that. Yeah, the King brothers do, the boys are on the show all the time. They do all my suits. So sometimes I pick out the fun little, because women, you guys are lucky because, you get to pick out your outfits. You get bracelets and necklaces and earrings.
We get all the things.
You get all the things. Mm-hmm. Guys, we have ties. You know what I mean? We have ties. And then cufflinks and then socks.
Sock swag.
Socks. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I like that. I pick out the little I almost
the doohickeys.
The doohickeys inside, and yeah. And then when you come to the show, and I always tell the audience, it's a story that I always tell the studio audience. There's, you know how Carol Burnett used to pull her ear as a signal to her grandma? Well, my grandma is the whole reason any of this is here. My grandma Mazak, and my mom's mom is the one that I used to watch Dallas with. And she nurtured my love of television. So if you come to the show, you will find out. And there's something about my outfit every day that is a signal to my grandma. So you'll find out the audience. It's because I lost my grandma before any of this happened. So there's something about my wardrobe that is present in everything that I wear that's a signal to my grandma. So yeah, you find out what it is when you come to the show. So yeah. Well, I always say it pays to join us in the studio for the show because I tell you stories like that. I give you a dish I can't tell on TV. Yeah. I complain about people. I have a long list today. But yeah. But this is a really good day to be in the audience because everybody in the audience is getting a pair of tickets to the Minnesota Renaissance Festival on us. That's right. On the Renaissance Festival. We love the Ren Fest. The festival kicks off this Saturday, running every weekend through the end of September. You can win at home too, because I love you, TV friends. We're not going to leave you out just because you're not here. Go to our Facebook page right now. Just search for Jason Show TV and enter for a chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to the Ren Fest. Do you like the Ren Fest?
I've always wanted to go and I've never been.
Oh, we got to go.
I know.
Oh, we got to go. I'll take you. And we'll get a turkey leg that's the size of the thing that tips over Fred Flintstone's car.
Perfect.
You know what I mean?
Perfect.
It's fantastic. And then there's jugglers and...
I just want to dress up.
You want, like a...
Oh.
Producer Ted, write that down. Write that down, yeah.
Can I specify? I want to look like cute dressed up. I don't want to look weird. I want to be cute. Don't put me in like some weird outfit.
No. Ted, I don't think they have any cute outfits left. I think there's only goofy ones. We are making this happen. Dear Renfest representatives, call Ted. Call Ted. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get you on a catapult or something. I can't wait. Let's get started.
Great.
Yeah. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go.
Stop doing that. What is that?
Well, speaking of grandma, did you ever I used to help my grandma bake, and I used to just eat the dough right off the, anyway.
Yeah. Always. Yes, we'd fight over it. We'd get in Fist fights.
Yeah. Thus the reason I was a fat kid. Yeah. I ate a lot of dough. Anyway, first up, Fox has released its first promo for the upcoming season of, look, a show that everyone laughed at. They're like, oh, this looks ridiculous. And it was a huge hit. I'm talking about The Masked Singer. And has a lot of people guessing what the costumes are, who it is. Look at this year's lineup. Look at this.
Things that make you go,
Fantasia.
Shaka Khan. It's Larry Bird.
Things that make you go,
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 Masked Singer.
Okay, so look closely, everybody. So I'm looking down there. Okay, so there's a Rottweiler this year. There's an eagle, a panda. My buddy Alexis would love that. Ice cream, a flower, a tree, and what Ted thinks is an asparagus, or Neon Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. Either one of them. Yeah. Look, I think the audience would agree. It's the concept is easy to laugh about, but my goodness, I mean, the world's going nuts. We have frogs falling from the sky. We need just mindless entertainment. You know what I mean? This is great. I mean, it's just fun to watch. Families can watch it. It's a cliche, but grandma can like it. Little Billy can like it. It's just fun. I love this show.
And you and I can speak to the fact that it is not comfortable in those costumes, and it's not easy to sing. So I'd like, perhaps all those people.
No, our wonderful creative service department forced Kendall and I to do that. So they put Kendall, what animal were you?
I was a lion.
Yeah. And then they thought it was a great idea to put me in a cow costume.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're very hot. Very hot. Hard to breathe.
Yeah. I said, note, you never put a gay man that struggles with weight in a cow costume. Yeah.
I think they took notes.
Yeah.
I do. I think they took notes.
There was a strongly worded email after that one. Yeah. There's millions of animals. Where do they put Jason in? The cow. Yeah. Anyway.
It's the only one that was tall enough for you.
Oh, great save, Kendall. That's right. Yeah.
Tall and handsome.
Thank you. The Masked Singer, by the way, returns on September 25th on Fox. Next in the dish, things are starting to get a wee bit nasty between Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth after the two. I know, I take no joy in this. I wished it was just a nice split because I like both of them. They announced they're splitting. They're going to. TMZ says the two sides telling very different stories. Miley's camp is saying that she tried to save the marriage, but the deal breaker was Liam's drinking and alleged drug use. They're saying that dude likes to party, especially since she has struggled with substance abuse in the past. Now, Liam's people says that is phony baloney designed to mask, what am I, from the 50s? I just said phony baloney.
I liked it.
Gee willikers, Mr. Matheson. Can I get some ice cream? Yeah. Where am I? Okay, so and then Liam said, I don't even know where I am.
Yeah.
Liam said what destroyed
great.
the marriage was her infidelity, girl. Now, you may remember Miley was caught making out with a woman over the weekend. She says she and Liam have been done for months at this point. Here's the deal. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to be on the side of Miley real quick. Because of Miley's past, I just want us all to pause. Because of Miley's past, and it's warranted, I think she unfairly gets the blame because it's an easy narrative to write. You know, you crazy Miley, it's an easy line to draw. Of course she's guilty. But let's not be so quick to draw that line. There's her side, there's his side, and somewhere in the middle, there's the truth. And maybe she didn't cheat. Maybe she didn't cheat. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Maybe they separated, which is the word on the street, which I don't know what that means, but the word on the street is they separated months ago. So maybe in that separation agreement, they were like, you know, as Ross and Rachel said, we're on a break. You know what I mean? You don't believe it?
I mean, I think it's good what you're saying. It's good to be devil's advocate.
Okay.
I also think that, well, she's got a reputation because she's got a past, and this guy's like squeaky clean.
But is he?
And then I wouldn't even say that, but now ever since they broke up, he's been like at home in Australia with his brothers, trying to stay on the low, heal his heartbreak, and she's out there like, hey, I'm gonna make out with you. I wanna make out with you. Let's go to Italy. Hey.
Okay, now let's be clear. It was just one woman on a yacht. Okay? Yeah. It wasn't like Windmill Girl from The Bachelorette. So let's say, yeah.
But was it?
Next in the dish, 3 weeks ago, we learned the upcoming season of Will and Grace would be the last. But fine, we've had a lot of seasons. Now conspiracies are floating around about why that happened. Because ratings have been pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. Fans of the show, now this makes me sad. Follow me here. Fans of the show noticed that Grace, Debra Messing, and Megan Mullally have done the unthinkable. They have unfollowed each other on Instagram. And then Megan Mullally posted some cryptic, now deleted messages. One of the messages said, "One of the best feelings is finally losing your attachment to somebody who isn't good for you." Yeah, and it's not about her husband. We love Nick Offerman because they're great. 2 months ago, Debra Messing posted a poster saying she's proud to work on Will and Grace and pushing it for an Emmy consideration. Well, seems harmless, right? Well, until you realize that Debra tagged everybody in the cast but Megan Mullally. Now, I know this seems like, oh, Jace, but let me just relate this to us. Let's say the Jason Show, we got to do this quick. Let's say the Jason Show is nominated for something. I don't know, best show at 10 a.m. You know what I mean? And I tagged Aaron and Ted and Jeff and Eric and everybody, but I didn't tag Kendall. That would be, and they haven't corrected it. Have you noticed? If they were friends, they would have made a video by now. They would have gone on social media. Nobody has said anything. They're fighting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We missed it. Yeah. There we go. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us. More Dish ahead. Coming up in just a little bit, do you have a dog that just doesn't go for a walk that well? Maybe they pull in one direction or they zig when you want to zag. Well, our vet is back to help. Plus, he's answering your pet questions from our Facebook page. And they were just listed as one of the must-visit places at MSP. Where is it? Angel Food Bakery. They are back in the Jason Show kitchen to whip up a little sweet treat. That is all coming up, so don't you go anywhere.
Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bad time lots of fun. Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you.
Well, I'm home here, and I'm home there. McDonald had a farmer, he said, Oh, hush, little baby, don't say a word. Papa's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that bird don't sing, I'll buy you a diamond ring. I'll buy you a diamond ring, baby. And if that diamond
ring... Wow. Alessia Cara. That is good. And Jimmy Fallon playing the Wheel of Impressions. She is fantastic.
Yeah, she's good. I really like Alessia Cara.
I know. Do you like her?
Yeah. She's got a really surprisingly really good voice.
She's good, yeah, you can see the rest of that on Jimmy's YouTube page. Next in the dish, just when he thought we had moved beyond reboots and remakes, NBC is ordering up a new series based on a movie that, like, I love. I think some of you of my generation will love, but it's an 80s movie. It's from the Brat Pack. Which one? Look at this.
Quick, what's the meaning of life?
Dale Beaverman.
Who?
Dale Beaverman. Didn't you see her at the hospital tonight? She's a girl that I was madly in love with when we were freshmen. Okay, she's about yay tall. Long, dark hair, beautiful face. Okay, remember that big fountain, the one on main campus, the one that says knowledge, art, religion, life? The day that we were walking past that, she was sitting on the life side, and she just smiled at me.
What are you talking about? You took her to one movie.
Kevin, there are several quintessential moments in a man's life. Losing his virginity, getting married, becoming a father, and having the right girl smile at you.
I'm not going to live through another year of finding your poorly written unmailed love scratchings around this house.
Zing. I have her hospital schedule. It's true love, my friend.
Yep. The Peacock Network is developing a TV show based on the film St. Elmo's Fire. Now, Kendall hasn't seen it. For those of you who don't know it, the movie followed a group of close friends struggling with career, commitment, and the responsibilities of adulthood after graduate school. It starred the Brat Pack, Emilio Estevez, Ali Sheedy, Judd Nelson, a very ugly Rob Lowe, and... I'm kidding, audience, yeah. And Demi Moore.
An uglier Demi Moore, yeah.
I mean, just...
Horrible.
That cast is so unattractive.
So unattractive.
Speaking of the cast, no word. NBC doesn't know when it will be cast or even when it will debut. Here's the struggle. Here's the thing. How are you, unless they're going to do something like 30-something, is it going to be a show based on like your mid to late 20s? That's fine. But how are you going to turn that into a weekly series? The story was very encapsulated in that 2 hours.
It sounds very much like they're just trying to redo Friends.
Kinda.
You know?
Or 30-something. You know, remember
Right.
30-something from the 80s? Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It's
but
fine.
I just
Don't worry
said-
about
right.
it.
Right.
Yeah, when that show was on, you were 0-something. Yeah.
Just nothing.
You were 2-something. Yeah. And then you can't, how are you going to replace the Brat Pack? You can't, I mean, there's no, you know what I mean?
I don't know, like in situations like that, maybe it's different for actors, but I wouldn't want to replace somebody
No.
like that because it would just be way too much
No,
pressure.
could you imagine being the new Rob Lowe? No.
No.
I wouldn't want to be the new Rob
Yeah.
Lowe. You can't be the new Rob. There's only one Rob Lowe. Next in the dish, yesterday we told you about the buyer's remorse Disney may be having after they forked over $70 billion for part of our company, for a part of our old company, Fox. Well, there's a new twist this morning. Mickey Mouse is really disappointed with Fox's latest X-Men spinoff called The New Mutants. Mickey doesn't think it has major box office potential, and Disney is considering sending it straight to Hulu, girl. They're like, straight to, you go right to the clearance rack. Yeah. Now, this comes after the movie Dark Phoenix was a huge disaster. The New Mutants has already been delayed twice because of significant reshoots. The first trailer actually dropped 2 years ago. Yeah. And now I'm telling you, they just need to like wipe the slate clean. I mean, now that Disney has control of 20th Century Fox, just wipe it clean. Do what they're doing in this one. I said it yesterday. Grab all the movies that you think are a turd and put them on the clearance rack. You know what I mean?
I'm not a huge movie buff like you are. Is
Yeah.
it normal at all to have a trailer go out 2 years before a movie comes? I've never heard
No,
of
it's not
that.
normal. Usually there's a teaser trailer about a year before release.
Okay.
But in this case, that happens if they do test screenings and then the audience hates it, then they go back and do reshoots. So that's probably what happened here. But no, usually they do teaser trailers about a year out.
Okay.
So. Still ahead, everybody, we're answering your pet questions with our vet. But next, we're checking in with our buddy Dax Holt, who has all the Hollywood dish. Calm down, ladies. About the vet. Dax has the Hollywood dish when we return. Back after this. He's very attractive. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome back. Don't forget, we are a week away from the Minnesota State Fair. Today, a week from today, the Jason Show will be live at the fair each weekday except for Labor Day. You don't need a ticket to the show. You just need a ticket for the fair. So we hope come down and be a part of the audience. Our half hour of Hot Dish continues with our Insider to the Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us from his extra bedroom / office, Dax Holt from Hollywood Pipeline.
Hello. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, audience.
Hi, buddy. Okay, first up, Bachelorette runner-up Tyler and supermodel Gigi Hadid really enjoying each other's company.
I know. I'm like, wow, you go from being on The Bachelorette to dating Gigi Hadid. That is pretty amazing. But Tyler Cameron, Gigi, they were spotted hanging out in New York on a double date. They were spotted earlier this week at the Soho House, grabbing lunch. Our dinner, actually, and a lot of people had seen them together. We're like, wait, what are we seeing here? Are these two together? And it seems like that is the case, because he was also leaving her apartment. But they have been kind of spotted out. We know that he's kind of made a big name for himself very quickly after being on The Bachelorette, and then he made a lot of news getting into that car accident and the scenes from the scene of the accident. He's got his shirt open, his abs on display, so a lot of people talking about that. And then he's also been landing some pretty big modeling gigs. So I guess keep that name in mind, because you might be hearing a lot more of Tyler Cameron over the next little bit.
Yeah, and we're also hearing a lot about Camila Cabello. When she's not in a pool with Shawn Mendes, she's very busy shooting a new music video, right?
She is. So we got this, they were filming out in LA. They shut down one of the streets right in downtown, and they basically have her running through the streets in this white flowy dress, barefoot. So this is for a new song of hers. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of the new song. They have not released that yet, but I can expect that it's going to be good. Shawn Mendes, however, was not there, even though they've been very inseparable over the last couple of weeks. He was not there for the music video shoot.
Oh. Dax, can I ask you something? I've always wanted to ask someone in LA. Is it a pain in the butt for you locals? Because, there's so many productions in LA. When they have to shut down these streets, does it drive you crazy?
Well, what the big one is when there's big award shows like the Oscars, and they'll shut down Hollywood Boulevard, because you shut down a main thoroughfare like that, and then everyone's taking side streets, so it takes you 5 times longer to get to somewhere. So I'd say those are the worst, when they have a huge award show and it's blocks and blocks and blocks shut off.
Got it. Finally, what's going on with Billie Eilish?
Billie Eilish also shooting a music video. This one looks really interesting. Obviously, she is very creative. She does some very unique music videos. Well, she was in LA, covered in feathers and tar, and this is for her music video, All Good Girls Go to Hell, and it looks like she is rising from the depths of underneath, like the tar is dripping off of her. It looks like it's going to be a very interesting music video. I mean, I love her, and I think that her creativity is really unique in this music industry, so I'm excited to see this music video completed.
I am too. When you're tarred and feathered and coming from the ground, I mean, my goodness. Dax, have a good weekend. Thanks, buddy. Follow Dax on social media right now. Just search for Dax Holt, and follow Hollywood Pipeline too. That's very messy. That would get very sticky. I don't think I would like that very much. Still ahead, the owner of one of... Did someone just boo the costume? Still ahead, the owner of one of the hottest bakeries in an airport will join us. But next, how do you keep your dog to obey when on a leash? We're talking with our vet about that, and we're answering your pet questions on Facebook when we come back. Back after this. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. Well, getting your dog to obey the leash can be quite the struggle, believe me. But don't worry, help is on the way. Give it up for Dr. Eric from the St. Paul Pet Hospital, everybody. Welcome back. Okay, we're gonna get to this in just a second. But first, all kidding aside, I have a boxer, Dexter, and a Frenchie, Mr. Biggs. Yeah. Neither of them are good on a leash. What are people like me doing wrong?
So usually what's happening, Jason, it's a great thing, because I think 80% of people come into my practice and I see their dogs lunging on a leash when they come in, and that's normal in certain circumstances. There's a lot of stimulation, but most of the time we're training our dogs in an environment that's probably too hyperstimulated, and we're not doing enough to reward the dog for correct leash pressure. So it's one thing if your dog is out walking around and they feel the pressure of the leash, that's okay, but the biggest problem I see, and for Dexter probably too, he's a big, strong dog.
He is, yeah.
When he leans into the leash and then he pulls again, that's really frustrating. And I think dogs obeying that pressure is important. And a lot of times there's just too much stimulation, and we've not trained them in an environment that's neutral and doesn't have a lot of stimulus in it. And that's a big problem.
So if I'm hearing you right, so probably in puppyhood or even take them to maybe a quiet park or something
Right.
where there's not a lot to see, where they're concentrating on the deed at hand.
Or just like a vacant hallway or someplace where there's not a lot of stimulus, where there's nothing else where they can focus on you, especially when they're a puppy, and rewarding them for not lunging and the other thing too is giving a timed correction for when they do lean into the leash and really pull. Give them just a little pinch on the butt or something. That's some positive, that's some positive or a positive. We call that positive punishment when you give a little bit of that. And it's necessary at times. It is.
The audience is laughing because that's what Aaron Schwab does to me when I land a good joke. Yeah, right, Aaron?
All right, that came out wrong. All right. But no, it's all
a good joke, Jace.
It's all about the timing. It's all about the timing of that correction. So.
Yeah. Aaron has great timing, don't you, Aaron? Yeah, that's
so
right.
yeah, I think when they're doing that and they're leaning into it, and that's never favorable. I want to be able to give my leash to my grandma and let her walk. Let her walk.
Dexter zigs and zags. He can't walk a straight. I mean, he's like yeah.
And he's got a lot of energy. He's a big, like I said, he's a big athletic dog. He wants to burn some energy off, and having appropriate time when he's off the leash too. But one thing that I see a common problem is that I see the extendable leashes, the ones that they have the extendable function on them. Don't use those. I see them all the time. They break, or the people at an intersection. I've seen so many dogs that get hit by cars because they're at an intersection, and all of a sudden, bam, it breaks, and the dog runs across the street, and bam, right? And it's a super unsafe situation, and the dog doesn't understand. They see the leash and they think that this thing goes, well, now I can go from here over to there, over to there. No, when I pull my leash out and my dog looks at my leash, it should be, I understand that I am within this parameter of that. And when I pull, I'm going to get a correction. There needs to be a correction there.
Okay, why do we have, who is this?
This is Boney. Boney's the oldest dog in my practice.
Give it up for Boney, everybody.
He's very low maintenance.
Yes.
Very easy to feed, very easy to clean up after.
Yeah.
So I use Boney as an example of dental disease, and when we are explaining to clients why dental disease, one, is important, and two, why in dogs and cats it seems like a lot of clients come in and there's a perceived notion that dental work is very expensive, and sometimes explaining to people.
I think that it is.
Yeah. It's not that it's expensive. It's just we have to go through the steps of what we're all doing. So how deep canine roots are, and I use this as a model to explain that.
Yeah.
So
is it now? I've heard yes and no. Should I worry about brushing the teeth of the dog? I mean, some people say yes, and some people say it's a waste of time.
You can, and if it's great, and anytime you can break up the biofilm of Porphyromonas bacteria, which I will quiz everybody on later. Yeah. Porphyromonas bacteria is the bacteria that causes halitosis and plaque. If you can break up that biofilm every 24 hours, that's why people brush their teeth, that's great. Less than 0.5% of all dog owners do that. Yeah. And now we're talking about the best of the best. There are some products on the market that break up and create a film or a sealant over the teeth. There's one called Oravet. It's one of the only ones that's FDA approved that I really like. It's a once-a-week application, but that breaks up the biofilm and helps that. But having regular cleanings on a practical level, having regular general anesthetic cleanings where we go in, clean and flush all the teeth off, ultrasonically scale them. Your veterinarian can look at the teeth and then assess what's going on. So many times I think people think that because there's an abscess in the skull or there's an abscess in the face and they can't see it because the mouth is covered, that it's maybe not a problem. And they don't perceive it as pain because the dog is sensitized in one area. And then they never just realize it. Yeah. A dog's never going to wake up in the morning and point at his mouth. No, he's just going to eat anyway. He's going to eat and move his food to the other side of his face.
We're turning to Facebook questions. Thanks to all of you that went onto the Jason Show page. Let's start with Cheryl. Cheryl says, Doctor, how do I get my dachshund used to children and to stop barking at everyone?
So two different situations. One is barking at everyone and being just hyper vocal and excited. In certain situations, if barking is never an admirable trait, I don't love it in certain situations, but a lot of times using an actual bark collar that's a correction collar really does work quickly because it's timing of the correction and it's getting to stop that situation. Now, with children, what happens with especially a Dachshund and small dogs, they're jumping up and wanting the kids to touch they want them to touch them on the face and they want to be rewarded. Instructing children, especially just to not touch the puppy when they're doing that and letting the dog calm down before the kids can touch it is an important thing.
Next, Becky asks, that's a good one. Any suggestions, doctor, on a dog who loses hair due to lack of sun in the wintertime?
Usually it's a serious thing as
Yeah.
to lose hair, but not for dogs. Dogs don't have vanity. So
Yeah.
no, most of the time,
Mr. Big does, believe me. Yeah.
most of the time, so it's usually not a pathological problem. Like the skin will be fine. They will regrow the hair. It's typically you can treat it with melatonin, but melatonin can have side effects with sedation, and getting a sunlight sometimes help. But again, this is non-pathological. It's just cosmetic.
Yeah, Becky, go to a vet. I think probably the best bet. Yeah. No, I'm not being sassy. Yeah. Let's go to Pat. I have heard you shouldn't use essential oils in the house if you have kitties. Is that true?
Not really true. Cats can sometimes they will lick that up, and it can be gastrotoxic, and it just causes them to hypersalivate. It's not necessarily specifically toxic, but if they're going to lick that up, we
have that problem too with Aaron.
Yeah. But if they lick that up, it's not good. But it's not specifically toxic or anything like that.
We have 30 seconds. I want to try to get in one more in 30. Sharon asks, I have a 12-week-old puppy who thinks my 2 cats are fellow puppies. She constantly chases them and pins them down. How do I get her to stop? That's a good one for, yeah.
Perfect. Luckily, puppies aren't puppies forever. They're only puppies for like a couple weeks. So that's just
nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. They're going to socialize. The puppy's going to get over that, and hopefully not get swatted in the face too bad. But they're socializing with each other. They're figuring it out. The puppy's not going. They're only going to act like that for a couple weeks.
I got to tell you, we got to go. But I think of you a lot because we had an episode where some dog in our family was eating grass, and somebody freaked out and went, "Oh, that means their digestive system's not." I go, that is an old wives' tale. That's what the doctor
Thank
Eric
you.
told me.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
That is not true. Give it up for the doctor, everybody. For more information, head to stpaulpet.com. Again, stpaulpet.com. We'll be posting this a little bit later on Facebook as well. Still ahead, we're remembering an anniversary, a very important anniversary when we come back. Back after this. Look at that. Looks familiar, doesn't it, everyone? Well, welcome back to the show. It has been 25 years since Charlie got the gang back together rollerblading around the Twin Cities, including the Mall of America, in Mighty Ducks, the sequel, D2. Just a year earlier, Disney founded an NHL team they decided to call the Mighty Ducks, which was inspired by the movie. Well, speaking of Disney and a 25-year anniversary, it's one of the most famous stories that I tell, and when I meet people at Target or at a bar or at the fair, they usually either laugh about me being fired at Red Lobster or this next story. This month marks the 25th anniversary of me being fired from the Disney store. That's right. 25 years ago, I worked at the Disney store in South Bend, Indiana. Now, here's the dealio, Felios. I have always loved Disney. I loved it from when I was a kid. One of my first movies was Pinocchio, and it was one of my dreams, other than TV. TV was the dream. I wanted to work for Disney. I loved it. Well, I finally got kind of my dream come true when I found out that the Disney store was opening near my hometown in Indiana, South Bend, Indiana, the home of Notre Dame. So I applied. I got the job. You would have thought I was Michael Eisner. I was so proud. I was so proud just to have a paycheck that said Disney. So I trained for 2 weeks. I memorized everything. I memorized release dates of movies. I can even tell you an easy way to remember the 7 Dwarfs. 2 S's, 2 D's, 3 emotions. Sleepy, sneezy, dopey, doc, happy, bashful, grumpy. Boom. Yeah. But That all ended in August of 1994 when I was pulled into my manager's office. She said she had to talk to me at the end of my shift. So there I sit, young Jason, 21-year-old Jason, sitting there in my powder blue cardigan with my big M on my side, my Disney Store name tag, and the manager proceeded to tell me, and I quote, because I'll never forget this isn't working out. We're going to have to let you go. You're just not perky enough for the Disney Store. It gets worse. And I started crying and I said, you don't understand, demon woman. This was my dream. One of my dreams was to work at Disney. And she said to me, well, that dream is over. And she held out her hand and I thought she wanted to shake my hand. So I stretched out my hand. She goes, no, I need your name tag. So she took my name tag and I had to take off my cardigan and walk through the mall in shame with just my shirt. Yeah, anyway. So to that manager, wherever you are, I hope your life is great. After the break, Katie Gertis from the Angel Food Bakery is here. Why her bakery at our airport ranks among the top must-stop places for travelers. That's right, when we come back. Back after this. Our next guest has become a favorite baker and entrepreneur in the Twin Cities, and she's a favorite around here too, and is now getting recognition, much deserved recognition across the country. Just last week, the travel blog, hugely popular travel blog, I may say, the Points guy named Angel Food Bakery one of the top 10 airport establishments, period, food and non-food, in the country. In the United States of America, not just here in Minnesota. Give it up for the owner of Angel Food Bakery, Katie Gertis, everybody.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That was like the warmest welcome I've ever received.
I mean it. I love when friends of our show do very well, and you deserve it. And I'm going to stand back here. I was telling Katie, I love design. I'm big on this. This light fixture, audience, how pretty this store, your storefront.
Thank you.
Your storefront is beautiful. That won something as well, right, Katie?
Yes. So there's this thing called Airport Councils International, and they named us the best new quick service food and beverage in all of North American airports.
Crazy.
As well as the best new local concept in all airports. So
It's so
cool.
pretty. I love those light fixtures. I love everything.
I told my dad that, and he's like, "Oh, cool." In Minnesota, I was like, "No, North America."
Like, North America. Not just I said the United States, but yeah. And it was also, the blog also loved that it was women owned as well. Well, hello. I mean, hello. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I put a lot of work into getting that up and open, and our partners are wonderful out there because an airport is a whole different world.
It is
a world.
It is. I want to do a story sometime. We don't do like serious stories, but isn't it fascinating?
It's fascinating.
The what you go through to get a business open in the airport.
I can tell you the stories.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Okay,
yes.
What are we gonna make today?
So today we thought it's close to back to school time, and so something really easy, maybe like an easy snack you could throw in a lunchbox or take to work.
Love it.
So kind of my version of peanut butter cups, but like with a slightly pseudo healthier twist.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. We're good with it. Not totally,
Not totally healthy, but like it's the level you want it to be.
Because my two people, hey, what's your weaknesses? Fried foods, anything with caramel, and then peanut butter. Oh, I love peanut butter. Is just, I could eat just.
Peanut butter and like cranberries are my go-to late night snack.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Absolutely,
Okay.
it's great.
So what are we doing? Are these cranberries?
They are.
Literally.
We can just eat spoons of this and talk all day. So it's super easy, and it's a little bit different than your normal peanut butter cups where you melt down chocolate. We're actually going to use coconut oil as a base.
Okay.
So I've got some melted coconut oil here. and just some natural peanut butter. For these, we really want that natural nut butter because it's more loose and runny.
And and natural peanut butter, people don't realize unless you get the natural stuff, there's a lot of, if you're trying to be healthy, there's a lot of sugar in peanut butter.
Like I mean, I'm all for the standard peanut butter jelly white bread sandwich. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about it.
Exactly.
But if
I'm a choosy mom. I choose Jif. That's right. Yeah.
There is a soft spot in my heart for that, but on my normal midnight snack of a scoop of peanut butter, going with a natural one is literally just peanuts, sea salt usually, and no sugar. Yeah.
What can I help with?
So we've got just some peanut butter here, and then we are gonna make our chocolate cups. So I've got some dark cocoa powder, add a little scoop to that, and I'll have you spoon these together or mix these together.
I'll mix this together.
And you can. The really fun part about this is there's not a like.
Y'all, I'm just stirring. It's all right. Yeah. I love you guys so much. They're like the best audience in like 8 years. Seriously. Okay.
So the great thing about this, here.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
It's cocoa powder, so it's not going to taste good at this point.
No, it didn't really taste good. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Don't be my husband and he ate a spoonful of cocoa powder one time and he's like, ugh. We're like, no, it's terrible. So then we're going to add our coconut oil to it, and coconut oil is great because it has.
I'll let you do that. That scares me.
It's fine.
I just want to add too much.
Well, we can always go back and fix it.
Okay.
So we're going to stir that up gently so it doesn't get all over the place, and we're going to see how our consistency is. The great thing about this making these is you literally stir until you
I don't want it on the suit, audience.
I don't want
it.
That's why I said gently. I don't want to. You look nice. Like I don't want that on there. So yeah, we're looking good.
Okay, there we go.
So the great thing about this is if we got it too loose, we could add more cocoa powder, we could add more peanut butter. I'm gonna add a touch of maple syrup so we get some sweetened.
I am down for all of this. This is so,
So you could add honey or maple syrup or
yeah, you can go. I mean, Katie, you could do a little bit for heaven's sake. I mean, just a little bit.
I am working on world domination right now.
I know you are.
So that's basically our base. The best way when you're making this at home, just taste a little bit. If you like it, it's good to go. If you don't like it, and
add whatever you think is missing.
Like I probably made these a little too unsweet for other people because I don't add a lot of sugar to my.
I don't like it overly sweet.
So you can adjust it, and then the really fun part, we're gonna do super simple, is you can add whatever you want to mix into it.
Are these Fruity Pebbles?
They are. I mean, I said this is pseudo healthy. So we've
done. There we go.
Easy. So then, if you want to, well, I'll do this.
Yeah, I'm literally here just to eat. Yeah.
And then I have these silicone molds. You could use normal cupcake molds with liners. So we're just gonna spoon these into there.
While you do that, may I eat one of these?
Of course.
Okay.
So we have that's a white chocolate almond butter one. I thought could be kind of fun.
Did Kendall just fall? Yeah. No, she did, yeah. Okay. She's all right. She's fine. I heard a thump. And blonde hair go like that. Oh, my goodness.
I honestly haven't gotten to try that one yet. So
I just did, and it's really good. Give it up for Katie, everybody. Oh. Yeah, make these, everybody. Yeah. You can find her store in downtown Minneapolis. Or in the airport in Terminal 1, look for that, or find them online at angel-food.mn. Well, it's right there. No, there's no dashes. It's all right there. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to go home, man. I'm sorry if we don't seem prepared. I couldn't hear the cue because floor director Evan's mouth is full with chocolate. Yeah. It's good, isn't it, Evan? Oh, I tell you guys, you can say, people ask me sometimes, how do we know you really like the stuff that you eat on the show? And I go, it's very easy. Look at my face. If I don't, y'all know me, if I don't like something, this is what I do. This is my tell. I go, and then I move on.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's Evan.
There's Evan just chowing down right there, yeah. You guys make those peanut butter snacks from Katie because
they're so good.
They're not too sweet. That's why we love them.
Yeah, we were thinking that freeze them late night.
Speaking of food, finally, for the last 5 years, y'all know I worked at Red Lobster. I love Red Lobster and the Olive Garden. OG forever. The Olive Garden has offered superfans the chance to buy never-ending pasta passes for a couple years. The name is a bit misleading because it's really only good for a month of all-you-can-eat pasta. But now the chain is stepping things up. Listen to this. Later today, the OG is offering their annual pasta passes. But here's the catch. It's only for the first 50 people who buy. They'll be given the chance to upgrade to a lifetime pasta pass. The upgrade raises the price of the pass from $100 to $500, but you'll never have to pay for the tour of Italy ever again. The sale begins at 1 p.m. Central. 1 p.m. Central. Hey, look, I eat a lot of fancy. I'm very lucky. I have people in the restaurant business. I eat fancy food for the show, but let me tell you, I will never make fun of the OG. OG forever. I love it. Yeah. Tomorrow, Gerard, speaking of good food, Gerard, whatever, Kendall from Soul Bowl is back. We'll talk to him. But right now, thanks to this great audience, and if you're watching, you're being bullied, go out